Hi there, and welcome to another episode of OnlineVisas.com, the immigration show. I'm your host, Dave Kelso, and here with me today, CEO of OnlineVisas.com, Mr. John Veely. John, how are you?
Doing great, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing well. There's been some immigration stuff in the news lately, and I'm glad to get a chance to sit down and talk with you about it.
Excellent.
Maybe you heard that acting USCIS Director Ken Cuccinelli did an interview with NPR the other day. Paraphrased Emma Lazarus's great poem that is on the base of the Statue of Liberty, which says, "Bring me your tired, your huddled masses yearning to be free." Right. He added on that can stand on their own 2 feet and won't be a burden on the U.S. government. Right. That, of course, has caused quite a bit of controversy. It should be said that the Trump administration is not advocating to change the poem on the statue, as some headlines have said, but it is worth addressing that it seems that the attitude at USCIS has changed. Instead of being the light by the golden door, right, to continue the analogy of the Statue of Liberty, we have now become a gate or a wall.
We've become a wall.
Right.
We've changed our icon from the Statue of Liberty, right?
To a wall.
Which Liberty, right? Liberty is right in there with, you know, happiness and freedom. And right there, I mean, that's what America is, right? The Golden Gate Bridge for the West, the Statue of Liberty for the East. Come to America. We're from every different race.
Yes.
We're from both genders and anything in between.
All the genders.
All the genders. We have any different religion is acceptable here. That's what makes America great. We are not one people. We're all people, right?
Yeah.
And we can take and mold the worst in the world, the huddled, the poor, and become something excellent. And we have so many generations of excellence. And all of us, except for our Native American brothers and sisters, have come from immigrants. We all have some story that was when our folks came over here. And so we're replacing the Statue of Liberty with a wall, an exclusion instead of an inclusion place.
Right.
And look, we all understand that people should be able to, provide for themselves.
Right.
That's absolutely fine. But you don't insert it to the Statue of Liberty when you're making it a wall. And the irony of that is Donald Trump is upset because his USCIS and ICE haven't deported enough people, right? There's 11 million people still in this country that are illegal, so he fires the last person, brings in the new person, and says, let's harden it up. So this is just a rallying cry to his political base to try to get reelected to even be...
But these aren't the illegal people. These are people who are coming here legally who want to work. And just the other day in Mississippi, we rounded up 600 or 700 people who were working illegally, and now we're saying we don't want people who are going to come here and be a drain on the economy.
Well,
so do we want you to work or not want you to
ICE
work?
is raiding workplaces.
Yeah,
they're not raiding the unemployment or the benefits counters.
Exactly.
Right? Because you know what? Not that many people are using them. To be honest, there's not too many benefits that you're available for if you're not a U.S. citizen.
You mostly have to be a U.S. citizen to collect benefits.
Right,
anyway.
That's who's collecting these things, and they need them, right? I mean, that's what our government should do. So in any case, it's just disingenuous at best. But here's the really weird part, and this is what we're going to talk about today, is how is this impacting the lawful immigration? What's really happening is this agency, USCIS and those related to it, whether it's ICE that's doing raids and site visits, or whether it's the State Department that's allowing people through the consulates, has changed its tune from just being a service provider that goes through and see if things make sense.
Sure.
And it's a very vetted system. It's not like immigration is easy, as they sort of pointed out. It's a really, really tough process. It does determine whether somebody is merit-based, and all that exists already. And they're creating new reasons to deny cases, right? Creative, nasty, got you, knocking cases down. Now, the great thing about our system...
Let's talk about one of those in just a second. We're talking with John Veely, the CEO of OnlineVisas.com, and you were talking about the business of legal immigration,
right,
and how this is hurting businesses who are trying to grow an American economy. And there was one suit filed not very long ago, and I was wondering if you could tell me about that one.
Well, there is. So there's been a number of suits, right? And the Trump administration has a really bad track record when it comes to violating immigration, right? We've seen that from the Muslim ban to all this other stuff. Well, when it comes to legal immigration, there's a number. one of the groups that I've been involved in, I'm a big fan of, is IT Serve Alliance.
Right.
And they brought a lawsuit against the Secretary of Interior for acting arbitrarily and capriciously. And that one's still pending. But another one came down on August 5th called RELX Inc. versus Barron. And RELX Inc. does business as LexisNexis, right?
Okay.
Big database company that provides lots of knowledge to lawyers and companies and stuff like that. And in that case, it's a very classic example. There's an Indian lady named Miss Chatterjee. She is an F1 student. That means she went to the United States, a university in the United States, right?
Sure.
And she is part of a large number of people that come from a lot of countries to the United States universities, right? And we have the best universities in the world.
Yes,
if you
we
rank
do.
the top 10 under U.S. News and World Report, United States has 8 out of 10. Oxford and Cambridge are in there, but they're like 6 and 7. If you keep going down, it's ours.
It's ours.
Right? So we don't educate a lot of people in our high schools with STEM. So these really smart kids are coming from around the world, like Miss Chatterjee, going to United States University. They get 1 year under what's called OPT, optional practical training, to go out, try on a job, and if that company likes you or another one, they can apply for an H-1B visa.
Sure.
So LexisNexis wants to hire Miss Chatterjee as a data analyst. Okay? That's what they do. They have smart people with technical backgrounds that analyze data so that they can give that data to their clients. Okay?
That's a skill.
That is a skill. That's a merit-based visa. They applied for this thing, and they said, well, this job requires a specialized degree, and they said that it can be any of the number of degrees: business analytics, statistics, math, operations, research, those sorts of
Lots
things.
of things associated with data analytics.
Yeah, but these are all related, right?
Yes,
these are all
absolutely.
STEM.
Sure.
You can't be an English major. You can't be a philosophy major. History
all
isn't
of
going to
those
help
make
you.
sense with data
right? They all
analytics.
make sense. Well, immigration took the ridiculous position that because there were too many different degrees that could lead to it, it wasn't specialized enough, and denied the case. Done. Right? So they sued them and they won. Ms. Chatterjee and her bosses sued them. So what we're talking about is USCIS is denying American companies from the ability to hire really talented, skilled people in positions they need, right?
To get
because
the job
of these
done.
arbitrary, mean-spirited decisions. This is not about a wall. This is not about keeping out illegals. It's not about illegals stealing jobs. As a matter of fact, this tech-based jobs, our tech industry is on fire. Right? But yet we don't produce enough STEM graduates from the high schools in Americans to fulfill those jobs. We have hundreds of thousands of jobs that are open every year. Jobs are going back to countries like India from American companies that are relocating there, taking jobs away from Americans because our government is making decisions to not allow our companies to hire who they need.
Well,
right? That's what this is.
The argument can be made, just playing devil's advocate.
Okay,
here,
please do.
That if our schools are not producing enough STEM graduates to supply American companies, then the problem is not in immigration. The problem is in the schools, and we ought to be filling that with our people instead. And Cuccinelli and USCIS is giving American kids cover to do that.
Well, but there's not enough American kids to do it. We'd love to have more of that, but we just don't have enough, right? I mean, we're complaining. The same people that are supporting this are complaining our manufacturing jobs left America. Well, the reason our manufacturing jobs left America, amongst other things, is that Americans demand to have a livable wage.
Right.
And there are countries in the world that will pay a worker $1 a day. No American can live on $1 a day. You just can't do it, right? But here we have a red-hot industry, one of many, that is doing very well, and we're stopping that industry. If you just look at it from a commercial place and not a civil rights issue, a commercial reason, why are we stopping American companies from being able to hire the people they need? And why are we implementing policies that are in violation of our own laws, and we're masking it under that because immigrants are bad and it's us versus them, and this is the situation. So it all goes back. Do we want to be the Statue of Liberty, or do we want to be an exclusive wall? And at the end of the day, it's going to hurt our economy, and that doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
Immigrants are a good idea. We are a light by the golden door. If somebody wants to get their immigration process started, if somebody wants to begin their American dream, how do they get a hold of you to start that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because where do we fit in this, right? So while I've litigated a lot of cases, been to the Supreme Court 3 times, won some neat ones, what we're doing in immigration is really helping getting these cases approved. right? So we're still batting 95% on these cases and H-1Bs last year alone, and the reason is we, with IT Serve Alliance, we broke down a lot of denials of different companies. We saw how other lawyers were doing their cases, other companies were handling, and we've created strategies that will work. And a lot of that is we inherit cases, and we call them 2016 cases. That's the last year of the Obama administration. Sure. 88% approval then. 2017, it dropped down to 59%, right? Oh. So what we're doing is
that's a philosophy change.
It's a philosophy change. It's a structure change. And so what we can do is we're looking at these old cases. The old way people are doing it is a table of contents with some evidence and allowing immigration to figure it out. And we see that people are continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting a different relationship. Many are going to court, and we totally back those who are wanting to litigate. We like these decisions. It helps us. But really what we need to do is look that there has been a change in regulations. Now, what's frustrating to a lot of people is those change in regulations are to my industry as an immigration practitioner, not to their particular industry.
Sure.
It's not like the petroleum industry has a new regulation on what sort of hose you can use, right? So a lot of people don't know that these regulations have changed, and they're just frustrated. So what we do is we help look at how are your organic documents organized? What do your contracts say?
Sure.
What's the language in them? What are your job descriptions and contracts with your people say? How is that job being described, which is really important? How is it being named? How are you working with other people, and who's in control of those folks? These are the sort of issues that immigration is cherry picking and making these denials on. So knowing where that comes. That's how we do it. You asked how to find us. You can come to our website, onlinevisas.com. It's really been on fire lately. We've got almost 2,000 people a day coming by. We're getting 20 plus questions from complete strangers. But we're there for our existing clients and new clients, and we offer free strategy. That can be for the individual who wants to know, hey, do I get a visa? Or the company is saying, look, we're getting knocked down. Can you help us out? Can you show us what's going on and create strategies so we can do a lot of these and do them right? Everywhere from compliance to, hey, we're getting a site visit, or we may get raid. Can we get something to deal with that? So you come to onlinevisas.com. You can email me directly at John, Jon, at vlielaw.com, V as in Victor, ELIELAW.com, or call me, 405-310-4333.
Of course, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, and we're on LinkedIn as well. Immigrants are a good idea. John Veely and OnlineVisas.com want to act as the light by the golden door. Please come bring your American dream to our country. We are OnlineVisas.com, the immigration show. Thanks for watching.